Hi Flosstube, welcome back. My name is Tina. If you're new here, I'd like to thank you for stopping and spending some time with me today. It's very appreciated. I apologize for this Flosstube being so late. As most of you know, we do travel in our RV full time. And this last week, we were traveling home. So I really didn't have the time to make a video last week. And by the time I did, the week was pretty much over. So I was like, you know what? I'll just wait till the following Monday. So here we are. So now we have lots of wows to see today. And a wow is my whip of the week. We also will have a store video coming out on Thursday. I was in Roscoe, Illinois, and I found a cross-stitch store there, and I recorded inside that store, and so that will be available on Thursday. When I got home, I did have some Happy Mail waiting for me, and I'd like to thank Peggy and Beverly for all the Happy Mail they sent me, which included things as scissors and beeswax and a dot goose bag and lots of Ada, so much 14 count Ada and patterns. So just thank you so much, ladies. It's very much appreciated. I do have a finish today, and we have 13 wows to go through, so let's get it started. Oh, shall we? Okay. So, the first thing I worked on, let's do the finish first, right? You always want to do the finish first. Okay, so let's do this pretty finish. This is We the People by Erica Michaels. This is the preamble to the United States Constitution. I did this for my husband for his birthday last year, which was July 18th. So I finished it just 1 year and like 2 weeks shy. So not too bad, not too bad. And this is what we have. I think it came out super, super great. I'm very, very happy with it. He wants me to turn this into a pillow. And so I have a friend of mine who has offered to do that for me. So we will make this into a pillow. And when it's made into a pillow, I will show it again. So there's our one finish. Yay! One down. All right, and after that, I worked on Signpost Stitcher. This is by the Colorado Cross Stitcher. I did a video on her store just a few weeks ago. And this is what I did on this. I now have the word stitch. We almost have the word stitch. I put in that E. And that is all I did on that day. It got 188 stitches. There's 188 stitches in that E, in case you're wondering. Oh, there's some floss on the front of that. Sorry. Try that again. There we go. This is done in Fabric Flare. Color is Nut. The We the People, I don't remember the color of that one. I didn't write it down. So sorry. So the next thing I worked on was Peaceful Tranquility, and this is an artsy design. And it got 100 stitches. Per my usual, I try to do 100 on each project, minimum. And so here we are on Peaceful Tranquility. And I believe, okay, I finished that square right there, and that brought me down to here. And so we will begin back up at the top again. Okay, now that's Peaceful Tranquility by Artisy. And that is just done on a gridded Ada that I got from AliExpress. And the next thing I worked on was a new start. Since I was finishing my husband's We the People and it was his birthday, I let him pick out a new start. And he chose this one out of all my patterns. He is a veteran. And so I had a small start on this. I did put in 103 stitches. It's done just on a white Ada that I am gridding myself. And I just have a little bit of yellow at the top, starting the top of the right here. I normally don't do a middle start, but it seemed appropriate being this thing was round. So that's where she stands. She has been started. Okay, the next thing I worked on was Kringles by Little House Needleworks. I'm sure everybody knows what this is. Seen it a million times. And I put in a tree. Oh. So I put in this tree in the second store window. And then next thing we worked on, or I worked on, was Stitcher's Resolution by Heartstring Samplery. As many of you know, this is a restart for me. I started it on a 16 count. I did not care for it, and I moved it to a 14 count. So we now have the first sentence going along. When in doubt, always. It's going to say, when in doubt, always buy more fabric, I think is the words it says. When in doubt, always buy more linen and thread. So, always, you know. Fear of missing out and stuff. This is done on a 14 count ivory, because I do love my ivory. Next thing I worked on was the shepherd, and this got Stitcher's Resolution got 139 stitches, and Kringles got 103, and the Army one got 103 as well. And so then I worked on the shepherd. Let's pull this page out. It's by Cottage Garden Needleworks. Cottage Garden Samplings. I knew that didn't sound right. Cottage Garden Samplings. And I'm working on his little coat. And so I did some outline on his coat, and then I went back in and I filled it all in. So that's where we are on that. And he is a big one. This is done on a 14 count Ocean Air. Is the name of that color. Guess I don't need to say 14 count. Everybody knows I only use 14 count, right? Okay. So next we have the Spring Quaker. This is by Leela Studios. And this is where we are on it. The shepherd got 103 stitches. Spring Quaker here got 136. I started working in on the rest of this flower over here. So that's where we are on that. And this is also in Fabric Flare Colors Net. I bought a large piece of it. I believe I bought a yard of it because I really liked it. And so I have a few projects on the Fabric Flare Net color. Okay, and the next thing I worked on was Follow Your Heart. And I just worked on, this is by Silver Creek Samplers. It says follow your heart, but take your stitching with you. The ABCs of cross stitch, always bring cross stitch. And this is where I am on that. Just worked on the H there in heart. It got 98 stitches because I was at a good stopping point. So 98 versus 100, you know. Okay. Oh, what the color is that? What did I say? This is on a French Cafe Mocha. So, that is French Cafe Mocha. And the next thing we have is the Autumn by Cricut Collection. And on this day, I continued working on the T. And I put in the little owl. So there we are. And this is done on a, let's see, 14 count Vintage Country Mocha. Should have known that one. Okay, so that one got 207 stitches that day because I had to get that little owl in. Love my owls. Okay, next thing was back to school. This is one of my largest projects. And I'm still up here in the tree, so there's really not a whole lot still yet to see. I'm still right up here in the tree and in there. So, this is by Charting Creations. Artwork is by Bonnie White. And I put in, I'm pretty sure it's just 100. Yes, 100 stitches. So that would probably be that square right there. Nope, it was that one. That one right there. And so you can see I went all the way to the bottom on this one just to make sure I had the room. Did a couple columns in that, and now I'm doing it diagonal so I can see more progress. That is also done on a white gridded Ada from AliExpress. Okay, the next thing I worked on was In the Night Forest. It is a Riolis kit. Okay. And I have this on a white 14 count Ada. I don't believe I changed the Ada, but I very well could have. I don't recall. And I just put in some more white down here that you can't see currently, but once some other colors come around it, you'll be able to see that a little bit better. That one got 100 stitches, 100 exactly. So next thing I worked on was Liberty's Welcome, one of everybody's favorites. She is slated for a finish this year, so I'm going to be working extra hard on her on my days that I don't have anything that has to be in a rotation, because I'd really like to see this one done this year. And being it's July, I need to get a move on. Almost August now. Yeah, we're almost to August, so I need to get a move on this one here. And what did I do? Oh, I put in that doorway. I was working on that doorway right there. This is what she stands. She is done with MPI silks, and she is done on a ivory. Pretty sure it's an ivory. Oh, and I didn't show you the picture of what it's supposed to look like, but since it's mostly done, you pretty much know what it looks like. It's getting really close, but that's what she'll look like. Okay, and then last but definitely not least, we have another one that is slated for a finish this year. This is Teresa Koget's Pet All the Dogs. And just in case you don't know, if you're not a dog lover and you are a cat lover, she does have an option in here for Hug All the Cats instead of Pet All the Dogs. And then the dogs down here change to cats, and then the wording changes. It's a whole extra page, so you can make it Hug All the Cats or Pet All the Dogs. So I thought that was pretty cool that she included people who love cats. I have dogs, so I am doing the dog version. Let me show that again. Teresa Koget. And I am doing this on a Mystic Gray from 123 Stitch. And that is as far as I am on this one. Need to work a little faster and a little harder on this one to get a finish for this year as well. So she will be getting some extra love when I finish the regular rotation. Regular rotation starts back over on the 1st. Everything will get 100 stitches minimum. And then when I finish everything, then I stitch whatever I want. Sometimes I take a boat. So that will get some extra love. That one and the one I just said. Liberty's Welcome. Liberty's Welcome, that's what it is. So, as for plans, we're going to be home for a little bit. We do have an RV, basically like a retreat. It's, we all meet up at a campground, and it's run by the manufacturer of our RV, and we hang out with other RVers, and the manufacturer comes around, and if you have anything wrong with your RV, they will fix up to like 3 things on your RV, and we just meet and have food. They have dinner for us there. I believe it was every night. They offer breakfast sometimes, or maybe all the time. I don't recall what it was. They have different seminars that RVers can go to learn how to do things on their RV, such as emptying your black tanks, or you know, how to change water filters, or just all kinds of stuff. They have electrical classes. My husband went to a couple of them last year. He said they were very nice to go to. So we do have that coming up in August. August 1st, I have a meeting with my radiologist oncologist. On the 24th, I have an MRI, a breast MRI, to make sure everything's still clear. And then the week after that, I meet with my regular oncologist. So So we have to be home for August because of the doctor's appointments. And then we had the Forest River convention thing. It's up in northern Indiana, so it's only like 3 hours from us. I also should be doing a tour on my LNS here in the next couple of weeks since I am home. And let's see what else. I think that's pretty much all I have for the future for current. I may be having a new start here soon, but I won't pull it out yet just in case I decide not to start it right away. I have decluttered my RV. That's what I spent like the last 3 days doing. I took 98% of my cross stitch out of the RV. I know that's crazy. I had over 200 patterns in the RV. And I decided, you know what, that's just too much. So I took out like my top 30 that I want to start this year. And I'm only taking those with me on the next trip. The rest of them I took into the house. So I did keep all my fabric because I never know which fabric I'm going to want to use. So I didn't actually kit each one up. But I have all my fabric. All my patterns are now in the house. And so my husband will be happy. That's a little less weight in the RV. So, yep, that's pretty much everything. And as usual, I do want to say that if you haven't had one yet, please get your yearly mammogram. They are very important. They could save your life. They did mine. And at the beginning of each month, always do a self-exam. Self-exam are very important as well. So, thank you. And until next time, bye-bye.